welcome back to Score on Business, and we'll continue with Mr. Kirk Hintz. So, Kirk, what's an inverted org chart, and how does that fit into things?
Right. As I was mentioning at break, we actually have designed our org chart so that I, as the business leader, I'm on the bottom.
And you're the CEO.
And I'm the CEO. That's my title, right? I try to avoid it as much as I can.
Right. Yeah, but to make sure that viewers know that you're the, yeah.
So I'm the CEO, but I'm at the bottom. And we inverted the org chart because I didn't feel like I could support my team if I was above them. Pictorially, it just seems to make sense that support comes from a foundation and being underneath somebody. You can lift them up, you can hold them up, you can encourage them in their progression upward if you're below them, not above them. And so that whole org chart, that inverted org chart, is something that means a lot to me.
Wow, that is really big. I'll bet that your team comes up with phenomenal ideas and approaches to addressing challenges and things.
They do. We have a phenomenal team. Everyone from the payment posters and follow-up people, the billing people, to the managers that work and the team leads that lead those teams of individuals. It's a phenomenal company and a phenomenal culture that allows excellence to be liberated. And that was really part of what I saw in my job when I came to Radiology Alliance and Infinity Management, is just creating a culture of excellence. And how do you do that? It sounds great, sounds like it would be worth trying, right? But it's not necessarily easy. And you know, I think part of it is recognizing and valuing that dignity and nobility of people. That's where it starts. In any organization, if you recognize and value the dignity and nobility of a person, you can begin to liberate excellence in that individual. And so then it's a matter of, okay, how do we unshackle the thoroughbreds that are here and let them run? Because there's nothing more beautiful than a thoroughbred running.
Oh, yeah. You grew up in Kentucky, so you know all about that.
I did, yeah. So.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm just sitting here being struck by is, people like to be heard. Everybody wants to be good at something, and by having the inverted org chart, that encourages people to think about ways to approach business issues and problems, to come up with great ideas on how to address it.
Right. That's part of that culture too. I mean, the org chart supports that openness, that transparency, that willingness to try something new. But if it's very centralized, if the org chart and the culture is very centralized, where people don't feel like they have ownership of their area, then they're not going to try new things, and they're going to always be looking to someone else to make decisions. So we wanted to really create a culture of ownership, because I know I work best when I feel like I own something, right? And I benefit from the fruit of my labor.
Right.
And I think people do generally as well. So we've given them tremendous ownership in their respective areas. We support new ideas. We support new ways of doing things and automating and using technology and bringing new technologies in. And all of that is exciting for people in a culture where you're trying to liberate excellence.
Right.
And even embracing, and I know it's hard, but even embracing some failures.
I was going to ask. So in business, people, if they feel like they can, they will take risks. People will make mistakes. I've made some very expensive mistakes.
So have I.
Like, you know, multi-hundreds of thousands. When somebody makes what I would call an honest mistake, there was no bad intent, but it caused bad things. How do you approach that?
We fire them.
Oh, you did.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
dock their pay.
Yeah, right. No, one of the things that I learned early on is if someone's going to make a mistake, try something, fail, make a mistake. The last thing that I want to do is make a transition at that point, because I'm going to bring somebody else in that could make the same mistake.
Right.
I'm investing in the same potential. There's a probability factor to that, right?
Yeah.
And so I use it as a learning lesson and saying, okay, let's don't do this again.
Okay.
and we really focus on that. And we will, even as a team, focus on our failures in post-mortem or post-event evaluations where we document how could we have done things better.
Hey, Kirk, I'm sorry we have run out of time.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week.